Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy Mystic Quest for the Wii Virtual Console. Last episode, Marshman and his companion Ruben restored the fire crystal, and it caused the lava dome to erupt, clear out a bunch of those mountains on the side, and it opened up a new battlefield. I cleared out 9 of the battles, and I'm going to clear out the last one here, but first, I'm going to head back to Fireburg here to heal up and get a few little new pieces of dialogue. So, we want to heal up because I used up all my magic. This battlefield is pretty tough because it's a guaranteed unexpected attack. And the best way to take out the enemies, because they use a lot of status ailments, like Petrify, is to just have Marshman use his white spell, and that finishes the enemies off. After the eruption, the earthquake stopped. Yeah, if you noticed, every time we go between areas, the screen ain't shaking like it used to. And then this guy has one last thing to say, if we can get him to stop. Hey, stop, buddy. Mac told us that night would save us, and it was you. Alright. So let's head back to that battlefield, and then that links up to, back to the focus tower, and also clear a path to the focus tower, so let's finish this battlefield off. Mainly you're fighting these, steno enemies, and like I said, they tend to use their, paralysis, or stone attack. And so the longer it takes to finish the battle off, the more likely you're going to have to reset or restart the battle. Yeah, it's really bad if they start like the first round and they both decide to stone your characters. So you want to get rid of that battle as quick as possible, so that's why I just used my white spell, and then between when the white spell was done, I'd go back to Fireburg and rest at the inn and restore my spell charges. So here we are back in the focus tower. We're going to use that sun coin that we got after we restored the fire crystal to open the way forward to a new area, Windia. Hey, there's that guy again. Hurry to Windia. Be on the lookout for Captain Mac's ship. Ooh, he takes off. We want to go down this way first, because this leads us to a basement area that actually leads us to the final area in the game, Doom Castle. But we're not going to walk around there too much, because we can't. We just have this small little area here where we get into a new battle with 2 new monsters. The zombie minotaurs are from back in the sand, the bone dungeon, so they're really weak. But the ninja, the shadow on the left, and the chimera on the right are both new. So let's put their stats up there. There we go. Shadow, like a lot of humanoid monsters, has a lot of weaknesses. They can all these enemies can be annoying because they all can confuse you or paralyze you. And then here comes the chimera, and they are going to be against shoot and wind. And we're about to get our first wind spell, the arrow spell, and that's going to be really useful coming up in the next area, or not the next area, but the area afterwards, because most of the enemies are going to be weak against air and the air spell. So I could take the poison off of Ruben, but we're about to lose Ruben in the next area, and it's actually just a really tiny area. That's why I said like not the next area, but the area afterwards, just a few seconds ago. Because we're just going to go to this rope bridge here. It's just really, really short. We just have one encounter on it, and unfortunately that's the encounter where we're going to lose Ruben, so that's why I didn't bother healing him up. Gotcha! Step back, Marshman. Leave this filthy monster to me. And he has a little duel. Somebody gets knocked off the bridge. And then we have to step in and take care of this mummy. And this mummy and these specter enemies are going to be the enemies in the next area. And they're all weak to wind, and the specter enemy is also going to be weak to shoot element, which is good because we're about to get a new replacement for Ruben. Someone who uses the shoot. Phoebe? Nope. We're getting all bloody Tristan back. Ruben! It's alright, keep going, I'll catch up. We get to the top of the vine, we get the theme music, and here comes Tristan. Your buddy fell, kid. Still calls us kid. Yes, but he's okay. Alright, then I'll tag along you for a little bit. And he's a lot stronger than he was last time. But he's not going to be with us very, very long. So he's going to get with us through this rope bridge, which has no more encounters. Has just a few treasure chests. And then through the next area, the living forest. But that's still kind of a short area, so... Go down the second vine, and then the last vine here to get the treasures. And then we'll be heading into the forest. A spooky forest. Like I said, there's a bunch of mummies and the undead ghosts in there. So normally those are weak against fire, undead, ghosts and mummies, but in this case they're going to be weak against the arrow spell. So it's a good thing we picked it up there in Doom Castle. So the alive forest, which is weird because all the enemies are undead. We got the mummies. And then you saw the ghost there on the left. So, now the mummies, they're strong against most of what Tristram does, but he can one-shot the ghost though. So, because they're the ones that are weak against the shoot elements. Now, Tristan, unfortunately, we're going to have to do that reset here, because if you look at his defense, right now he only has a protection from fire, which is inherited from Ruben, but his armor gives him protection from instant death. So we're going to reset. We want that resistance for him. So we reset the game. And then we'll notice when we pull up his status again, we'll have the fire and the instant death. He has that moon helmet like Marshman does, so that gives him the fire resistance. So yes, check out the status. There you go. You can see that the special there, that skull is there now, where it wasn't before. So we're going to see a bunch of these trees in the area, and they have one of the symbols on them that indicate a warp tile. Some of the trees won't be able to warp into, but if we find a warp tile that we do have, it takes us into that tree. So that's why you're going to see these trees that have little crests on them. So yeah, that has the infinity crest up on it up there. See, what you'd have to do is to get into that tree, you'd have to find the corresponding infinity crest. Usually it's nearby, hidden under a tree, and then you would step on that crest, and it would whoop you into the tree with a matching crest. We don't have that infinity crest yet, so I'm just gonna have to go on. There's a few trees like that we're gonna miss out on, but the ones that we can do, we will. So I think that's the Libra crest over there. I think that's what they call it, but I just call it the horseshoe crest. A lot of axe chopping here. And good thing is, we're about to get another axe in this area. The strongest axe in the game. The giant axe. Luckily it doesn't affect our ability to cut down trees. Any axe works. But yeah, usually if you see a tree hanging out on its own, there's usually a crest underneath it. So we can step on that one and see it warps us into this tree. And we get some treasure. Nothing major treasure-wise in these in those trees. But like I said, if you're 100% in the game, you just want to go visit them. So we'll actually come back here and backtrack later when we do get the proper crests. So there's quite a few ways to go through this area. I'm just going to take all the areas so I can, defeat all the monsters. And then we got a red tress, which means it's a special treasure. Doesn't respawn, and that's going to contain our giant axe. So it looks a lot more deadly, and actually is a lot more deadly. Its attack power is, let's see here real quick, 182, so it's even stronger than a bomb, solo jumbo bomb, or mega grenade. I keep getting those two confused. But Tristram, as you can see, he only has one spell, the life spell. Like every character's gonna get We can use that to cure ourselves up. And like I said, Tristram is going to leave our party very soon. He doesn't stick around all that long. So just use his magic. Now there's that horseshoe tree, the horseshoe crest on it. Like I said, there's multiple ways to get through this area. We could have just went that way, but we would have skipped a lot of treasure. We could have just went right there, but we would have potentially missed the big axe, the giant axe. And here we have a special tree, the elder tree. And you don't look too happy. See, they came this far, so let us through. I don't think it likes you. How about Kaylee? Can't she talk to trees? Yeah, she must be in Aquaria by now. She was gonna go to Aquaria to try to find her father, Captain Mac. And that guy in the cloud told us to look out for him and his ship. So it looks like we're going to have to go back to Aquaria and see if Kaylee's there. Step on this one. They call it the Gemini Crest. And we'll see that tree's right up here. So finish off this ghost. And then, since we can't do anything more here, we're gonna have to go see if we can find Kaylee. And see if she's ready to adventure with us. So yeah, like I said, Tristram ain't staying with us long. He stays long enough to help us through this initial run through the forest. With his throw weapon, the shurikens, which count as the shoot weapon, which helps us take out those ghosts. So let's just head on back. We're going to head back through the focus tower and head to Aquaria. And see if we can find Kaylee. Alrighty, let's head on back. Remember, Aquaria, that was the second tower we went into, so we're going to have to go through the first door, the door with the sand coin. So, that takes us to Windia, this one takes us to Fireberg, this one takes us to Aquaria. Make sure you take it. It's been a while since we used that door, but it's easy to forget. Let's head on up. Luckily, like there's just walking on the overworld, no random encounters. So we're going to get to Aquaria pretty quickly. And there's Captain Mac's ship. Have to find that. Something's really important about that. Everyone keeps talking about it. And one of the people who talks about it a lot is Spencer, Phoebe's grandfather. And she's going to tell us to go down there and talk with him, because right now Kaylee's still sleeping. Kaylee's sleeping. Why don't you go talk to Grandpa until she wakes up? So we're going to do that. And that's going to be the sequence trigger that's going to have Tristram leave our party and open it up for Kaylee to join us. Because we're going to need her and her ability to talk with the trees. Because even though Marshman couldn't talk with that elder tree, Kaylee should be able to. So once again, this is an easy area with no enemies. It's just a bunch of walk-in. Kind of reminds me of the underground passage, one of my favorite dungeons in Final Fantasy IV, which we'll be playing. I was going to play it after this game, but I think I might actually change things up and play Phantasy Star, because that's a short game. And the Ratty Box was about space this month. So a lot of people have pictures of the rats with space stuff. So kind of appropriate, because that game is kind of a sci-fi based game in space. How's the tunnel going? Can you save Captain Mac and his ship? I can't dig a tunnel that far. We need Otto's help. He's in Windia. By the way, who's that with you? Tristram at your service. I'm a treasure hunter. You don't say. Listen, I recently heard a rumor about some amazing armor. Let's go. Sorry, Marshman, I'm going to go treasure hunting with him. Later. But before he leaves, he gives us the treasure that he got way back at the beginning of the game. That dragon claw from the bone dungeon. So somebody has done a glitch. They use like a game genie, and they found out that if you like do something like an out of bounds code, so like you don't have to necessarily fight the bone dragon, you just skip him, and you go and you open that chest that has the dragon claw in it. Apparently it's empty, so it only has the dragon claw when Tristram opens it. So you can't cheese the game and use that code to get the dragon claw early. It'd be really powerful compared to the other weapons you have at the time. It's a weak weapon right now, in terms of attack power, but it's really, really strong because it inflicts a ton of status ailments when used as a weapon. So it inflicts the drain, paralysis, stone, poison, blind, and silence. It's a chance to inflict all those status ailments. And more importantly, it's going to be very important in the upcoming dungeon. It has a overworld use. You saw when Tristan used it, it shot across like a grappling hook. So it's going to function like the chain in Final Fantasy Adventure, the first game I played this year, where you can use it to wrap around posts and pull yourself across large gaps. So, and like the other claws, it also helps. It adds +5 to your intelligence, so it makes your spells more effective, which is good because we're going to be fighting a lot of enemies. We're going back to that living forest, and we'll actually be going into the Elder Tree. And like the enemies in the living forest, the enemies in the tree are going to have some weaknesses to spells. Spencer told me, he said I should see Arudo, and I was hoping you'd come too. So Kaylee joins us to help find her father, Captain Mac. And like us, she has a giant's axe too. She has different resistances: stone, water, silence. So of course we're going to reset her defenses with that glitch, but that's okay. We're going to head back to the living forest and then make our save out there. So some more walking. Now she comes with the arrow spell as well, which is good because as we saw with Tristan there, those mummies and the ghosts are all weak to arrow. So luckily we don't have to do any fighting here. Just have to do a little bit of walking to get back to the living forest. And that's what we'll pick up in the next episode with Kaylee and see if she can convince that Elder Tree to take us through the living forest. So, the chest there is just explosives, but like I said, we're not farming the respawnable brown chests over and over again, just for a little bit of challenge. So, enemies are getting a little bit more challenging here as they go on, because they start to use a little bit more status effects. That's why, resetting these characters' resistances is important. So, see you next episode. Take care.